those vegan guys. Thank you.
Hello you beautiful people, and welcome to another kitchen vlog. This one's linked in with one I did recently, titled something along the lines of "How does this help?" I'll link that one up there, and if you haven't seen it, it's well worth seeing, maybe before you see this one. This one is specifically about anger, and whether, or can I just point out my blouse, by the way? There's my blouse, darlings. Just to peace. Yeah, it's these days online, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, it seems that the default of many people is anger. Like, because we know we have a right to express anger against those things or people or organisations or lifestyles or whatever that we disagree with, because we know that we have the freedom to express anger at those things, and because we see those things all the time, it seems that it's so much easier to default to anger rather than asking yourself, how does this help? How does my anger against this thing, whatever it may be, help me? How does it help me? How does it affect the thing I'm angry at? And if the answer to both of those questions, which people rarely ask themselves, is it doesn't help in any way, shape or form, then you tend to start to learn to deal with things differently. I think maybe it's because my dad was very angry when I was a kid. I know nobody likes to use the word alcoholic, but if somebody goes to the pub 7 days a week, then that is indeed what they are. And he spent a lot of time angry, really angry, and so I kind of grew up around it. And anyone that again knows the channel well and knows the story of me and my dad, and if you don't, that's another video I'm going to link up there. Then you already know that there were a lot of when I was a kid, there was a lot of who my dad was, what my dad defaulted to, how he expressed himself, that I epitomised as kind of toxically male, and therefore made a conscious effort to not be those things, to not express those things, to not feel that way. So maybe that's where it started, but certainly as a very young adult, after a spate of, I have to be honest about this first, I went through a real violent period, maybe from 18 to 20-ish. I got banned from loads of gay pubs and clubs for fighting. I put myself in some ridiculously dangerous situations. And a lot of that anger came from the fact that I was in a relationship with a lying, cheating son of a bitch. And that because that was normal in the gay world, or at least in my gay world, it was something you just dealt with. It wasn't something you thought you ever thought to yourself, I didn't anyway, I don't deserve this, I have a right to better than this? And so maybe all of that and much more, maybe all of that has led me to the place where I have a real thing about anger. I have a real thing about whether it's worth. I think being angry is a good thing. How you express that anger is everything. It's where it all lies. So, and that's where the question comes in: how does this help? I'm trying to break this down without being condescending, because I don't assume that people aren't intelligent, but sometimes things do have to be broken down into their, their finer parts so that you can see them. So yeah, I after my period, you wouldn't think it to look at me, would you? But butter wouldn't melt. It was a funny time. I didn't even say at the beginning, I hope you got yourself a brew, because I never know how long these are going to be. So, when you do look out at the world, you look at Facebook, you look at Twitter and YouTube comments, and you see all of this anger, it just makes me think, how much of your time do you spend angry? And genuinely, how does that help you? And that's not me condescendingly looking down on you. It actually comes from a place of concern. I'm concerned for you if you spend a lot of time angry, because that doesn't help. I've been saying it to myself so much lately. How does this help? How does this help? Even though I didn't mention it, the vlog I did the other day, kind of about the channel and about where I was with the virus and everything, which I'll link up there, my last kitchen vlog. The core of that was me expressing all the things I was feeling, because that helps. It helps me to talk about them and to break them down and to analyse them and dissect them. Posted something on Facebook before, and that was a part of this as well. I was already on the lines of, why are people so angry? Why is everyone so angry? Oh, in fact, let's follow the train of thought. So I was already thinking about it, and then I saw a TYT video this morning. I'll link that up there. I rarely link TYT, and it's a new channel I watch a lot. Actual progressives who come from the same place my heart lies. This guy in this supermarket, so angry, and he farted when his son picked him up and took him out. I bet he felt right daft. It were an horrible fart. I mean, when have they not? There's a random thing for you to know. Do you know Jason and I never openly fart in front of each other, and we never have? There's accidents, but very rarely. So I posted this thing on this story. I'll just read you the headline. Oh, in fact, can I show you that, and will it work? Perhaps it's not easy for it to do. The headline is, almost half of Brits say they have little to no sympathy for migrants crossing the channel. Subheading, and 75% of Leave voters say the UK does not have a responsibility to help protect those arriving on our shores. And that's just, it's not about that though. It's not about just that. It's about that underlying. That comes from anger. The underlying core of that is anger. How does that help you? I tell you what anger does do. It promotes a complete lack of empathy. And empathy is perhaps the most important human attribute. Being able to take yourself outside of yourself and truly imagine and try to feel how it would be in another person, creature, in their situation. How would it feel to be a young family fleeing from this place? Because if you stayed, you would have been killed. And then to have other human beings, the same as you, same flesh and bone, far luckier, say, we don't want you here, turn around, go away. How would it feel to be an animal being treated like shit your whole life, being forced into a truck and driven sometimes for hours in freezing temperatures with no food or water, to a place where somebody is going to electrocute you in the brain and they won't bother if that knocks you unconscious or not, hang you by the leg on a chain conveyor belt and slit your throat over a grate, and you have no say in it and no power to change it. It's gonna happen to you because someone else wants to eat you. See, empathy isn't all nice. Sometimes it's dark. Sometimes it's dark because empathy is genuinely putting yourself in someone else's or some other creature's situation and trying your damnedest, your real hardest best to imagine how you would feel in that exact situation. It's so easy, isn't it, to be angry. Oh, I'm so angry at you. I'm so angry at this. I'm so angry that our government's doing that. I'm so angry that I'm being told to wear a mask. I'm so angry that my life's being controlled. But how does any of it help? So I hope, if nothing else, that this vlog promotes that the beginning of that thought chain. Because, I mean, you know, we're a complex species, and so first we have to be, that's an interesting thought. Do I spend a lot of time angry? And how is my empathy? And then it's being honest with yourself about that. Like, genuinely honest with yourself. And then it's, okay, I'm not particularly pleased with the result I just came up with. How do I change that? How do I spend less time angry and more time empathic? Practicing empathy, expressing empathy. Yeah, so all of that, all of that has been on my mind for the last 48 hours, really. And tomorrow, of course, I'm going to upload this today. Tomorrow, of course, is the Vegan Queen's Day. If this is I hope this is number 5. I'll link the Vegan Queen's channel up there. All the channels or videos that I've gone, I'll link it up there. It's that little eye at the top of the screen there in a circle. If you like touch the screen, or if you're watching on TV, I don't think it works actually if you're watching on TV. But if you're watching on a phone or a tablet of some description, all of the videos that I've mentioned will be linked. If you press that, They'll come up either under the video or at the side of it, but I'll link them in the description as well. You know, so you can have a look, should you fancy. So yeah, tomorrow is the Vegan Queen's day. How we are, in fact, don't hold us to that, because we have to have a talk today, because the weather in the UK right now is so hot and so clammy. Just think about that for a minute. I gotta put my stuff on with a trowel, man. You know? Sorry about that. So yeah, do you feel a lot of anger? Any of you? And if you do, how does that help you? How do you believe it helps you? I think it's a very interesting thing, and I don't think it's something that we humans ask ourselves enough, because we have the right now and the public platforms to be able to go, I hated this, it was shit. You know, rather than, see, I tend not to do that. Unless something's harmful, I might comment negatively on something if I believe it to be harmful. Like, I have a couple of people on Facebook who've been spreading conspiracy theories and saying, so this, it doesn't exist. Coronavirus doesn't exist. They're trying to enslave you by making you wear a mask. Please stop being so stupid and spreading this kind of crap to other people. Take care of yourself. I honestly wish you the best. Block. It gives nothing to my life. Adds nothing to, you know, to me. Keep looking over there, just checking on the battery. Because, oh, she's a funny one. Our Polly. You know. My eyes look better today. I've had antihistamine. And I got my contact lenses in about half an hour before I started filming this, because I knew it was coming, you know what I mean? So yeah, let's end it with reiteration. Do you spend a lot of your time angry, and if so, how does that help you? And of course you have a right to express your anger, but maybe it would be better expressed in a different way, like if something the government is doing you're really against, rather than posting on a Facebook covering of it by the Independent or the Guardian and doing a big long, why don't you write to your local MP and like actually the same thing that you've written, but send it to your local MP, because the more of us that do actually mobilise and try to have a positive effect on the world we live in, then the more chance we have of that happening. Because they can't ignore us all, but some of our expressions are wasted on social media, you know, and I'm trying not to do that. I'll share the occasional article with a comment and stuff, and then I'll get to a point like this where I'm like, right, I need to do a vlog about this, because a vlog's going to reach more people, and hopefully it does connect with somebody out there who is spending a lot of time angry, and that even could be making them ill, you know, because we've got to be looking out for each other, all of us, all living creatures on this planet, with our pedestal morons trying to fill our heads with bullshit, whilst we struggle with a pandemic caused by another zoonotic disease that jumped straight from animals to humans like the many before it, and we don't seem to have learned that lesson yet. And now they're talking about bubonic plague in China. Oh folks, anyway, I don't want to end it on a low. Please be, I know it's hard, please try to be happy more and positive more, and those things that do make you angry, deal with them in the right way, or ignore them, because if you acknowledge that you're, you know, like you're never going to stop the sky from being blue, so if that makes you angry, maybe learn to deal with that. Do you know what I mean though? It's about knowing what we can and can't tackle together and do, It's about being honest with ourselves, like we look at other people. It's being as critical of ourselves as we are of other people, and acknowledging that anger, it ain't good. It's bad for the soul. It just needs to be acknowledged. And do you know what? That makes me angry. So I'm gonna do this about that. And maybe that you're gonna do is just ignore it in future. Anyway, I've waffled quite enough. Lots more to come, as you know. Please do check out the channel. Thank you so much to all of our Patreons and our channel members whose names are on our end card, who are awesome, who support us, who help us to continue doing this, and everyone that commented on my vlog the other day and kind of assured me that you're happy with the channel just the way it is. Thank you so very, very much. Couldn't love you more, ever tried. No, but I mean that though. Anyway, I'll see you again very soon, and until then, please be excellent to yourself and each other. Bye, loves. Never finished my brew. Third half left for now.